Today, December 13th, final alert. Archangel Michael is screaming, "You are about to lose God's hand." 5 minutes left. Open this before heaven erases your name. Open it immediately. My beloved child, stop everything for this moment, because what you are hearing right now was not meant for the crowd, it was not meant for the distracted, and it was never meant for those who scroll past warnings. This is a final alert, not because time is short in the world, but because your window is closing in the unseen. Archangel Michael is not whispering today, he is screaming, and heaven does not scream without reason. You have been protected in ways you never noticed, redirected in moments you thought were accidents, and shielded when outcomes should have destroyed you. That protection was not random. It was God's hand resting over your name. But right now, something has shifted. A record has been opened. A line has been drawn. 5 minutes is not a countdown for fear, it is a mercy window. Heaven is watching to see whether you recognize this call or ignore it like the others. Something huge is waiting for you, but only if you stay present long enough to understand why this moment feels heavier than anything before. Listen carefully, because this is where most people fail. They think divine warnings come softly, gently, comfortably. They don't. They come with pressure, urgency, and a strange pull that refuses to let you look away. Archangel Michael is standing between loss and restoration right now, and he is furious not at you, but at what has been trying to reach you while you were distracted. There has been interference around your name, delay, confusion, missed signals, repeated cycles that were never meant to repeat. Heaven has tolerated it because you were still learning. But tolerance has an end. Today is that edge. This is why your heart feels restless, why your mind keeps circling back, why ignoring this feels almost impossible. God's hand is not withdrawn suddenly, it is removed when warnings are ignored repeatedly. This is the final alert because after this, heaven goes silent, not out of anger, but out of respect for choice. What happens next depends on whether you claim what was already assigned to you. Understand this, my beloved child, this is not about punishment, fear, or doom. It is about alignment. Heaven does not erase names lightly. Names are erased only when purpose is refused long enough to block others from receiving what you were meant to carry. You were chosen not because you are perfect, but because you are positioned. What you are standing on right now is sacred ground disguised as an ordinary moment. The next few minutes decide whether protection remains active or is reassigned. That is why Archangel Michael is screaming, not pleading. That is why this message found you and not someone else. Something huge is waiting for you on the other side of obedience, clarity, and stillness. Stay here. Receive this. Do not minimize it. Do not rationalize it away. Heaven is watching your response, and God's hand is still extended, barely, but intentionally. My beloved child, this is the moment where silence becomes dangerous, because what heaven revealed in the first warning was only the surface. Now the deeper truth must be spoken. Archangel Michael is standing with the record open, and your name is still there, but it is no longer protected by assumption. Heaven does not move on emotions, it moves on response. There are decisions you delayed, signs you questioned, and inner nudges you postponed, thinking there would always be another chance. This is why this alert feels different. The pressure you feel right now is not fear, it is urgency wrapped in mercy. God's hand has been shielding outcomes you never saw, blocking doors that would have ruined you, and slowing events that would have broken you. But protection without alignment becomes a pause, not a promise. Something huge is waiting for you, yet it cannot cross into your life unless you acknowledge this moment fully and stay present with it. Hear this carefully, because this is where destiny separates listeners from witnesses. Archangel Michael is screaming because interference tried to override your assignment. There has been spiritual noise around your name, misdirection, exhaustion, and emotional distraction designed to make you disengage right before breakthrough. Heaven allowed it for a season to test your awareness, not your worth. That season ends today. This message is not random content, it is a checkpoint. If this resonates, it is because your spirit recognizes authority behind it. And if you feel compelled to let others know this message matters, it is because truth multiplies when acknowledged. Those who stay attentive, who engage instead of consuming passively, position themselves differently in the unseen. Heaven watches participation, not popularity. Recognition activates alignment, and alignment keeps God's hand resting where it belongs, over your name. Now understand this, my beloved child, the next phase will not announce itself loudly. It will unfold quietly, decisively, and quickly, but only for those who did not ignore this alert. What you are about to receive is not just relief, it is restoration with clarity. The confusion lifts first. Then direction follows. Then movement begins. This is why you were told not to scroll, not to rush, and not to treat this lightly. You are standing at the edge of a shift that cannot be repeated the same way twice. Stay with this message. Hold it. Acknowledge it. Let heaven see that you are present, aware, and ready. Something huge is waiting for you, and the window remains open, for now. My beloved child, now the message moves into territory most never reach, because this is where truth becomes uncomfortable for the unprepared. What is happening right now is not coincidence, timing, or algorithm, it is interception. Archangel Michael has stepped forward because something was about to be finalized without your awareness. There was a decision forming in the unseen that would have quietly closed a door you assumed was permanent. Heaven does not always warn loudly, but when it does, it is because silence would cost too much. You are not late, you were paused. You were not forgotten, you were protected. And yet protection has limits when awareness is ignored. This is why your spirit feels alert, almost tense, as if something important is unfolding faster than you expected. That feeling is accuracy. Something huge is waiting for you, but it requires you to recognize the seriousness of this moment. Do not misunderstand this, my beloved child. The warning is not about losing love, favor, or worth, it is about losing position. God's hand does not abandon people, it withdraws from assignments when readiness is postponed too long. There has been preparation around you, pressure, isolation, repeated tests, and moments where you felt unseen. Those were not punishments, they were confirmations. Heaven was shaping you quietly while others moved loudly. But now the season of shaping is ending, and the season of action is beginning. Archangel Michael is screaming because action delayed becomes opportunity reassigned. What was meant to flow through you cannot remain suspended forever. Heaven is orderly. Destiny moves forward whether one participates or not. This is the moment where participation is required, not perfection. Let this settle deeply, my beloved child, because clarity always comes before acceleration. If you feel a strange calm mixed with intensity, that is alignment beginning to lock in. The noise fades when truth arrives. You are not here by accident, and you are not hearing this without reason. The next steps will reveal themselves only after this acknowledgement is complete. Do not rush ahead. Do not minimize what is happening. Stay present. Heaven is observing response, not reaction. God's hand is still near your name, waiting to see if you will stand fully in awareness or drift back into distraction. Something huge is waiting for you on the other side of this decision, and this time, it will not wait silently. My beloved child, this is the crossing point where awareness turns into confirmation, because heaven does not seal anything without witness. Archangel Michael is no longer only warning, he is marking those who stayed until this moment. Many felt the pull and left. Few felt it and remained. That difference matters. What is unfolding now is not loud, but it is irreversible. The pressure you felt earlier is easing because clarity is replacing confusion. God's hand has not moved away yet, it is hovering, waiting for a signal of recognition. Heaven responds when truth is acknowledged openly, not hidden quietly. When something resonates so deeply that you cannot ignore it, that resonance is meant to be expressed. Speaking agreement, leaving a mark of acknowledgement, and allowing this message to be seen by others who are still unaware creates alignment that heaven recognizes instantly. This is how divine messages stop being warnings and start becoming confirmations. Something huge is waiting for you, and recognition is the key that keeps the door from closing. Listen closely now, my beloved child, because this is where many miss the instruction hidden inside the urgency. Archangel Michael is screaming because heaven is collecting responses, not views. Those who engage, who acknowledge, who let their presence be known, separate themselves from those who only consume and disappear. Heaven does not require perfection, but it does respond to intention. When you express agreement with what you are hearing, when you let others know this message matters, when you choose to stay connected instead of remaining silent, you are signaling readiness. This is not about numbers, it is about positioning. Alignment multiplies when truth is shared, and clarity deepens when commitment is expressed. If this message stirred something in you, it is meant to be affirmed, not buried. God's hand remains where there is recognition, and Archangel Michael is watching closely for it. Now receive this, my beloved child, because the next phase will move faster than the warning. What is coming will not need repetition or reminders. It will arrive with certainty. But certainty only rests on foundations that were acknowledged when it mattered. This is why you were guided to stay, to listen, and to engage instead of drifting away. Heaven has seen your attention, your presence, and your willingness to remain. That is enough to keep the window open. Do not underestimate the power of acknowledgement in moments like this. You are closer than you realize, and the shift you have been waiting for is already leaning toward you. Something huge is waiting for you, and heaven has not turned away. My beloved child, now the warning transforms into revelation, because heaven never leaves awareness without instruction. What you felt pulling you here was not curiosity, it was precision. Archangel Michael is no longer screaming into uncertainty, he is standing firm because a decision has already begun forming around your name. This is the phase where things shift quietly but permanently. You may not see movement yet, but alignment has already started rearranging outcomes. Doors that resisted you are loosening. Delays that felt personal are dissolving. The weight you carried without explanation is lifting because purpose is stepping forward. God's hand remains extended not as a test, but as confirmation that you are still within reach of what was assigned to you. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is closer than your mind can calculate. Understand this clearly, my beloved child. The reason this message feels steady instead of frantic now is because fear was never the goal, clarity was. Heaven does not operate in chaos, it operates in order. The warning came first to awaken you, but what follows is direction. You are being prepared to recognize opportunity without hesitation when it appears. It will not come wrapped in noise or spectacle. It will come with a quiet certainty that feels undeniable. That certainty is the mark of alignment. Archangel Michael remains present because protection does not leave mid-transition. What was trying to interfere has lost permission. What was delayed has been rescheduled. What felt fragile is being reinforced. God's hand does not rest on confusion. It rests on clarity, and clarity is now settling over you. Hold this moment, my beloved child, because the next movement will confirm everything you have sensed but could not prove. You will notice changes in how you think, how you respond, and what no longer drains you. That is not coincidence, it is recalibration. Heaven does not rush, but it also does not reverse once alignment is secured. Stay attentive. Stay grounded. Stay aware. You are not waiting anymore, you are transitioning. Something huge is waiting for you on the other side of this stillness, and this time, it will arrive with unmistakable peace instead of pressure. My beloved child, this is the stage where heaven stops repeating itself, because repetition is only for those who hesitate. What is happening now is sealing, not signaling. Archangel Michael is no longer raising his voice because the warning has already done its work. Silence from heaven at this point is not absence, it is confirmation. The unseen has shifted in response to your awareness. What was unstable is stabilizing. What was delayed is aligning with the correct timing. You may feel an unfamiliar calm, almost as if the urgency stepped back. That calm is not emptiness, it is authority settling in place. God's hand does not hover forever, it either rests or withdraws. Right now, it is resting. Something huge is waiting for you, and the path toward it is being cleared without noise. Pay attention now, my beloved child, because the signs will become subtle instead of dramatic. Heaven always moves quietly after alignment is secured. You will notice people changing their tone with you, situations resolving without struggle, and clarity replacing overthinking. These are confirmations, not coincidences. Archangel Michael remains near because protection is still active during transition. What once felt heavy will no longer cling to you. What drained you will lose access. This is how divine shifts occur, not through chaos, but through calm precision. Many miss this phase because they expect fireworks. Instead, heaven delivers certainty. God's hand strengthens what is aligned and gently removes what no longer belongs. This is not loss, this is refinement. Let this settle fully, my beloved child, because the next development will require confidence, not urgency. You will not need to chase, explain, or force anything. What is meant for you will recognize you. That recognition will feel natural, timely, and undeniable. Stay observant. Stay grounded. Stay receptive. You are no longer standing at the edge, you have stepped into movement. Something huge is waiting for you, and when it arrives, you will understand why silence followed the scream. My beloved child, this is where certainty replaces anticipation, because heaven does not guide you this far to leave you guessing. What you are sensing now is confirmation settling into your spirit. Archangel Michael remains present, not as a warning voice, but as a guardian of what has been secured. The unseen decision that once hovered has now been resolved in your favor. This is why your focus feels sharper and distractions feel weaker. When alignment locks in, confusion loses authority. God's hand is not only resting, it is reinforcing. Foundations are being strengthened quietly so that what arrives next does not collapse under pressure. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is being prepared with precision rather than haste. Do not rush this phase, my beloved child, because stability always comes before expansion. You are being grounded so that growth does not overwhelm you. The reason past opportunities felt unstable was not lack of worth, it was timing without structure. Heaven corrects that gently. Archangel Michael's role now is protection through transition, ensuring nothing interrupts what is forming. You may notice old patterns attempting to resurface briefly. That is normal. They are leaving, not returning. When clarity rises, residue fades. God's hand does not coexist with confusion for long. This is the stage where peace becomes evidence, and confidence becomes natural rather than forced. Receive this truth, my beloved child, because it completes the cycle begun with urgency. You were awakened, aligned, and now established. What comes next will not shock you, it will affirm you. You will recognize it instantly because it will feel earned, timely, and right. Stay attentive without anxiety. Stay open without pressure. You are no longer proving readiness, you are living in it. Something huge is waiting for you, and when it arrives, it will arrive with clarity instead of chaos, strength instead of strain, and peace instead of doubt. My beloved child, now the unseen begins to reflect into the visible, because heaven never completes work in silence forever. What was anchored internally is preparing to show externally. Archangel Michael stands watch not to warn, but to ensure accuracy. This is the stage where alignment starts producing evidence. You may feel a subtle confidence rising, not loud or proud, but steady and unshakable. That confidence is not emotion, it is confirmation. God's hand is not just resting. It is guiding movement with precision. The reason things feel slower on the surface is because foundations are being tested before manifestation. Heaven would rather delay display than allow collapse. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is being shaped to last, not just to appear. Understand this deeply, my beloved child, what approaches you will not come with chaos or desperation. It will arrive with recognition. People, opportunities, and circumstances will align naturally, without you needing to force connection. This is how you will know it is from God. Archangel Michael's protection now works like a filter. What is not aligned will simply not reach you. What is meant for you will feel strangely familiar, as if it was always yours and is finally returning. You are no longer chasing direction, direction is moving toward you. Heaven does not rush fulfillment, it delivers it intact. Hold steady in this awareness, my beloved child, because anticipation without anxiety is the final posture before arrival. You do not need to announce readiness, your stillness already confirms it. Watch carefully how resistance fades and clarity sharpens. These are the signs of transition completing. Stay grounded. Stay present. Stay receptive. Something huge is waiting for you, and when it steps into your reality, it will feel less like surprise and more like destiny finally catching up. My beloved child, this is the moment where patience turns into positioning, because what is forming now requires stability more than speed. Archangel Michael remains attentive, not because danger is near, but because precision matters at this stage. Heaven is aligning details you cannot see yet, timing, connections, and outcomes that must converge perfectly. This is why nothing feels rushed. God's hand is guiding each element into place with intention. When divine order is at work, delays are not denials, they are safeguards. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is being prepared in a way that protects you as much as it blesses you. Pay attention to the shifts, my beloved child, because they will appear in ordinary moments. Conversations will open unexpectedly. Answers will arrive without struggle. Decisions that once felt heavy will become clear. This is how alignment announces itself, not through noise, but through ease. Archangel Michael's presence ensures that what reaches you does so without distortion. You are no longer vulnerable to confusion, because clarity has already been established. God's hand steadies what is moving forward so that when opportunity presents itself, you recognize it without hesitation. The peace you feel now is not temporary, it is structural. Remain grounded in this stillness, my beloved child, because completion often feels quieter than anticipation. You are not waiting anymore. You are witnessing preparation finalize. Stay observant. Stay open. Stay calm. The next movement will not require effort, it will require acceptance. Something huge is waiting for you, and when it arrives, it will confirm why every previous stage unfolded exactly as it did. My beloved child, this is the phase where preparation quietly becomes permission, because heaven never releases what has not been stabilized. Archangel Michael is no longer guarding against loss. He is standing as witness to readiness. What you feel now is not excitement, but resolve. That resolve is rare. It means you are no longer reacting to life, you are positioned within it. God's hand has not only remained, it has authorized movement. The unseen has reached agreement. What was being aligned in fragments is now forming as a whole. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is approaching with certainty, not suspense. Notice how resistance has faded, my beloved child, because that is the clearest sign that alignment is complete. What once felt blocked no longer pushes back. What once demanded effort now responds naturally. This is not coincidence, it is confirmation. Archangel Michael's role here is final calibration, ensuring that when the moment arrives, nothing distracts you from recognizing it. You will not miss it. You will not doubt it. God's hand does not release opportunity into confusion. It releases it into clarity. The peace you carry now is not passive, it is prepared strength. Receive this final truth for this stage, my beloved child, because what comes next will shift your pace, not your peace. You will move forward without rushing and receive without fear. Stay grounded. Stay attentive. Stay present. The waiting has done its work. The warning has passed. The alignment is sealed. Something huge is waiting for you, and now, it is ready to step fully into your life. My beloved child, now heaven transitions from preparation into unveiling, because what has been sealed cannot remain hidden forever. Archangel Michael stands steady, not as a messenger of urgency, but as a guardian of manifestation. The weight you once felt has lifted because responsibility has been replaced with readiness. This is the stage where intention meets action without struggle. God's hand is no longer testing alignment, it is endorsing it. What is meant to surface will do so naturally, without resistance or confusion. Something huge is waiting for you, and its arrival will feel calm, deliberate, and unmistakably right. Be aware of this, my beloved child, because fulfillment often arrives quietly to those who have been prepared deeply. You will not need validation from noise or approval from crowds. The confirmation will be internal first, then external. Archangel Michael's presence ensures that what unfolds does so with protection intact. Nothing will be rushed. Nothing will be forced. Heaven does not surprise the aligned, it confirms them. This is why your intuition feels sharper and your discernment clearer. God's hand strengthens perception so you recognize truth instantly when it stands before you. Hold this posture, my beloved child, because acceptance completes the journey. Receive without fear. Step forward without hesitation. Remain grounded without doubt. You have moved through warning, alignment, and preparation, and now you stand at recognition. What comes next will not disrupt your peace, it will expand it. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is arriving in a way that honors every step you took to get here. My beloved child, this is where realization settles fully into your awareness, because heaven does not unfold its work in fragments at this stage. Archangel Michael remains near, not to intervene, but to witness the transition from promise into experience. What once felt distant now feels close, almost within reach. That sense is not imagination, it is proximity. God's hand is steady, guiding the final alignment between what was prepared and what is about to appear. The shift you are sensing is internal first, because heaven always changes the receiver before releasing the gift. Something huge is waiting for you, and its nearness is already affecting how you think, choose, and respond. Notice the calm authority rising, my beloved child, because that is the clearest signal of completion approaching. You are no longer seeking reassurance or signs, you are recognizing patterns resolving. Conversations will feel purposeful. Decisions will feel clean. Doubt will no longer linger where clarity has settled. Archangel Michael's protection remains active so nothing interrupts this final phase. What is arriving will not need explanation or justification. God's hand releases only what fits the season exactly, and this season has been prepared with care. Remain open and steady, my beloved child, because arrival does not announce itself with noise, it confirms itself with peace. You do not need to rush toward what is coming, it is already moving toward you. Stay present. Stay receptive. Stay grounded. The journey that began with urgency is now completing with assurance. Something huge is waiting for you, and when it fully steps into view, you will recognize it not as surprise, but as fulfillment finally made visible. My beloved child, now the shift crosses from awareness into reality, because heaven does not prepare without releasing. Archangel Michael stands firm as a witness, not to warn, but to affirm that the process has reached its appointed moment. What you feel now is not anticipation, it is recognition beginning to form. The atmosphere around you is changing subtly. Things are lining up without effort. God's hand is active in movement, not waiting. This is the phase where what was aligned internally starts shaping your external path. Something huge is waiting for you, and its presence is already influencing outcomes before it fully appears. Observe carefully, my beloved child, because fulfillment reveals itself through consistency, not chaos. You will notice stability where there was uncertainty and clarity where there was noise. This is not coincidence, it is completion in motion. Archangel Michael's role here is confirmation, ensuring that what unfolds does so with protection intact. Nothing will arrive prematurely. Nothing will miss its mark. God's hand does not release fragments, it delivers wholeness. The peace you feel is not temporary relief, it is structural assurance. Stay anchored in this clarity, my beloved child, because grounding allows reception without disruption. You are no longer standing at the threshold, you are stepping through it. What comes next will not demand effort, it will invite participation. Remain attentive without anxiety. Remain open without pressure. Something huge is waiting for you, and as it moves fully into place, it will affirm that every stage before this was necessary, precise, and complete. My beloved child, this is the moment where heaven confirms that nothing was wasted, not the waiting, not the pressure, not the silence. Archangel Michael stands unwavering because the cycle is closing exactly as it was written. What once felt like delay now reveals itself as protection in disguise. You are standing in a space where resistance no longer argues with you. God's hand is active, firm, and intentional, guiding outcomes into their final shape. The reason your spirit feels steady is because instability has been removed. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is approaching without obstruction. Understand this clearly, my beloved child. Completion does not arrive with noise, it arrives with authority. You will feel it in your decisions becoming effortless and your direction becoming obvious. There will be no confusion about what to accept or what to release. Archangel Michael's presence ensures discernment stays sharp as movement increases. Heaven never rushes the aligned, but it also never withholds from them. God's hand releases what belongs to you when you are able to carry it without fear. That readiness has been established. Remain grounded in this truth, my beloved child, because final alignment is a quiet strength. You are no longer asking if it will happen, you are recognizing how it will unfold. Stay present. Stay receptive. Stay calm. The door that once seemed distant is now open, and what steps through it will feel familiar, rightful, and secure. Something huge is waiting for you, and this time, it arrives not as a warning, but as fulfillment. My beloved child, this is the stage where fulfillment settles into permanence, because heaven does not release what it does not intend to sustain. Archangel Michael remains present, not in urgency, but in assurance. What has entered your life now is not temporary movement, it is established direction. The reason everything feels balanced instead of overwhelming is because God's hand has stabilized the outcome before allowing it to manifest fully. You are not adjusting to chaos. You are stepping into order. Something huge is waiting for you, and its arrival is designed to strengthen you, not consume you. Recognize this shift, my beloved child, because permanence feels different from anticipation. There is no rush to prove, no pressure to perform, and no fear of loss. What is aligned stays aligned. Archangel Michael's role here is guardianship over continuity, ensuring that what begins now continues with integrity. You will notice consistency replacing unpredictability and confidence replacing hesitation. This is not luck, it is structure. God's hand secures what heaven releases so that it grows without strain. Stand firmly in this awareness, my beloved child, because stability is the final confirmation. You have moved beyond warning, beyond preparation, and beyond transition. You are now positioned to build, receive, and move forward without looking back. Stay grounded. Stay attentive. Stay grateful. Something huge is waiting for you, and now it is no longer waiting. It is becoming part of your reality, exactly as it was meant to. My beloved child, this is where heaven confirms continuity, because what has been established is meant to grow, not fade. Archangel Michael stands watch with calm authority, ensuring that nothing interrupts what has now taken root. The movement you are experiencing is not sudden, it is sustained. God's hand is no longer guiding you step by step. It is empowering you to move with confidence. This is the shift from being led into alignment to living within it. Something huge is waiting for you, and now it unfolds progressively, revealing depth rather than shock. Feel the strength in this phase, my beloved child, because stability produces momentum. You will notice that decisions feel natural, not forced, and direction feels clear, not debated. This is how heaven confirms maturity. Archangel Michael's presence here is protection over expansion, making sure growth remains clean and undistorted. What you carry now will not exhaust you, it will energize you. God's hand does not add weight without adding capacity. You are moving forward with balance, not burden. Remain steady and aware, my beloved child, because growth requires consistency more than urgency. There is no need to rush or prove anything. What is unfolding will continue to reveal itself at the right pace. Stay present. Stay grounded. Stay receptive. You are no longer waiting for confirmation, you are living in it. Something huge is waiting for you, and now it expands with clarity, purpose, and lasting peace. My beloved child, this is the stage where ownership replaces arrival, because what heaven releases must be stewarded, not just received. Archangel Michael stands with quiet authority, watching not for mistakes, but for understanding. What is now in your hands carries weight, but it is not heavy. God's hand has equipped you for this level, which is why fear no longer speaks as loudly as it once did. You are not stepping into something unfamiliar, you are remembering who you were prepared to be. Something huge is waiting for you, and now it responds to your movement instead of pulling you forward. Understand this transition, my beloved child, because responsibility is the sign of trust. Heaven does not entrust what it does not believe will be honored. You will feel a deeper sense of purpose guiding your choices, not pressure. Archangel Michael's role here is guardianship over stewardship, ensuring clarity remains intact as influence increases. What once required effort now flows through awareness. God's hand remains present, not controlling, but supporting growth with wisdom. Stand confidently in this space, my beloved child, because maturity brings calm authority. You are no longer asking what comes next, you are shaping what continues. Stay grounded. Stay intentional. Stay aware. This is not an ending, it is a beginning with foundation. Something huge is waiting for you, and now it grows in partnership with you, guided by clarity, balance, and peace. My beloved child, this is where heaven confirms legacy, because what has been entrusted to you is meant to extend beyond a single moment. Archangel Michael remains present, not to correct or warn, but to affirm that you are walking in sync with what was written. What you are building now carries continuity. God's hand is steady, ensuring that what flows through you creates impact, not confusion. This phase feels quieter, deeper, and more intentional because heaven is no longer rushing alignment. It is cultivating endurance. Something huge is waiting for you, and now it begins to echo forward, shaping what comes next. Recognize the depth of this stage, my beloved child, because influence expands subtly before it becomes visible. Your words carry more weight. Your choices ripple further. This is not pressure, it is reach. Archangel Michael's guardianship here is about preservation, keeping what grows from becoming distorted. God's hand strengthens your discernment so expansion does not dilute purpose. You are not meant to hold everything, you are meant to hold what aligns. This clarity protects you as momentum builds. Remain centered and intentional, my beloved child, because longevity is born from balance. You are no longer proving alignment, you are sustaining it. Stay grounded in gratitude. Stay aware without strain. Stay open without fear. This journey has moved beyond urgency into continuity. Something huge is waiting for you, and now it unfolds with meaning, stability, and lasting peace that reaches far beyond this moment. My beloved child, this is the stage where heaven confirms completion with clarity, because nothing aligned is left unfinished. Archangel Michael stands calm and unwavering, not as a guardian of warning, but as a witness of fulfillment stabilized. What once unfolded step by step has now formed a complete structure. You may not feel dramatic excitement, and that is intentional. God's hand does not seal outcomes with chaos, it seals them with certainty. The rest you feel now is earned, not accidental. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is no longer forming, it is established. Understand the significance of this stillness, my beloved child, because stillness at this level means authority. You are no longer reacting to circumstances, circumstances are responding to your alignment. Archangel Michael's presence now represents assurance that nothing can undo what has been secured. What belongs to you recognizes you instantly. What does not belong to you will no longer compete for your attention. God's hand strengthens boundaries as much as blessings, ensuring continuity without exhaustion. This is how heaven confirms completion, by removing struggle entirely. Remain rooted in this truth, my beloved child, because finality brings responsibility and peace together. You are not reaching forward anymore, you are standing firmly where you were meant to arrive. Stay present. Stay grounded. Stay aware. What continues from here will unfold naturally, without resistance or doubt. Something huge is waiting for you, and now it moves forward with you, stable, protected, and unmistakably aligned with your purpose. My beloved child, this is the moment where heaven affirms endurance, because what has been completed is meant to remain unshaken. Archangel Michael stands with unwavering calm, not as a messenger anymore, but as a seal of continuity. You have crossed from becoming into being. What surrounds you now is stability shaped by divine order. God's hand is no longer adjusting circumstances, it is sustaining them. This is why fear has lost its voice and urgency has faded. You are no longer chasing confirmation, you are living within it. Something huge is waiting for you, and now it stands beside you rather than ahead of you. Acknowledge the strength in this phase, my beloved child, because endurance is proof of alignment. What once felt heavy no longer drains you. What once demanded constant effort now flows naturally. This is not ease without purpose, it is purpose without struggle. Archangel Michael's presence here is protection over longevity, ensuring that what has been built does not fracture under pressure. God's hand preserves what is true and quietly removes what is unnecessary. You are not meant to carry excess, only essence. That is why clarity feels so clean now. Stand steady in this reality, my beloved child, because forward movement from here will be intentional, not forced. You are no longer preparing for the future, you are shaping it from a place of peace. Stay grounded. Stay present. Stay receptive. This journey has reached its full expression, and what continues will unfold with balance and certainty. Something huge is waiting for you, and now it walks with you, sustained, protected, and fully aligned with the path ahead. My beloved child, this is the phase where heaven confirms authority, because what endures must also lead. Archangel Michael stands beside you now, not ahead of you, signaling that guidance has become internal. You are no longer being pulled forward, you are walking forward with certainty. God's hand is steady, not directing every step, but empowering your discernment. This is why your choices feel clear and your pace feels right. Authority does not rush, it recognizes timing. Something huge is waiting for you, and now it responds to your presence rather than your pursuit. Understand the weight of this moment, my beloved child, because influence follows alignment naturally. You will notice that what you say carries clarity, and what you decide carries momentum. This is not pressure, it is permission. Archangel Michael's guardianship here ensures integrity remains intact as influence expands. Heaven protects what leads with humility and steadiness. God's hand strengthens your resolve so that growth does not compromise peace. You are not meant to convince, truth will confirm itself through consistency. Remain grounded and intentional, my beloved child, because leadership at this level is quiet strength. You are no longer waiting for signs, you are becoming one. Stay present. Stay balanced. Stay receptive. What unfolds from here will carry impact without strain and direction without doubt. Something huge is waiting for you, and now it moves through you, clear, sustained, and aligned with purpose.